Hello, I am Satinka Brasington, and I just wanted to come to you and tell you a little bit about who I was and why am I here talking to you about Solle Naturals. So yes, you may have seen the company name, Solle, and some of you might think it's quite fun to say Soleil, but it is pronounced Solle Naturals. And so a little bit about myself. My name is Satinka, and I am married. We have 4 children, and I work from home. I have some children that I watch, and I also homeschool. So I homeschool my children, my young ones, and the children that I watch. And I've been doing that now since about 2013. So it's been a good little while. And I want to say that where my health journey begins, I don't have a particular start date, but I definitely have a period of time where I hit a health crisis. And while I was pregnant with my third child and in the third trimester. Most of you know that's a very complicated period of time. Anyway, in that time, in the third trimester, I wasn't eating. I had a lot of digestive issues, everything from constipation to heartburn. Even after a glass of water, I wasn't eating. I literally felt like a volcano all the time. Like, just there was this pain. And then my mouth. That was the kicker. I had severe pain in my mouth. My tongue was swollen and was swollen. It was white and it had like these white swirls. It was terrible. Doctor says, oh, it might be pregnancy related, but I just wasn't happy with that, and I just felt so uncomfortable, and I wasn't eating. I was losing weight, and you're not supposed to do that in the third trimester of your pregnancy. You're supposed to be gaining weight. Anyway, I reached out to a friend who I knew was into, eating for wellness and finding ways to use food to heal herself, and I had known about it, so I reached out to her. She said some things that identified with my digestion that I identified with her. So she's like, hey, it sounds like what I was going through, which was a candida overgrowth. Doctors tested, came back negative, but she's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's a very helpful way to eat, so let's try this, and let's cut out sugar. But I also want to introduce you to Solle Naturals and these herbs because you are in so much discomfort, and she just wanted to show me what she had learned about. And so I started with a very simple package. I started with the Solle Complete, which is their protein powder, and 2 of their drinks, which is the Solle Vital, a green drink, and the red box of Cinnamate and the probiotics. And pretty simple, had some drinks, whatever. And the green drink, though, was my favorite because remember I mentioned pain in my mouth. The green drink, she's like, it has so much chlorophyll in it. I want you to just drink it and hold it in your mouth for little bits at a time. And it really gave a lot of relief. And, it helps with getting rid of some toxins. So obviously I had this thing going on in my mouth with fungal. Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, lots and lots of relief. But the unique thing about being introduced to Solle and the family and the community was that I was introduced to the next product, which was Adaptable. Adaptable was a capsule, and I had kind of heard a little bit about it. And so I started it because, she just said, you have a lot of stress with the kids and you work from home and, it's complicated, right? So she's like, I think you should try this one. So I tried it. I used it consistently along with the other ones that she had me using. Saw a lot of great results. Baby was born. Everything was fine with that. And I was nursing. Everything was fine with that. And about 6 months after consistent use, my husband pointed out, he's like, hey, your fuse is a lot longer. I'm like, what do you mean my fuse is a lot longer? I hang out with children all day. I work from home. See how you would do. Anyway, I knew he wasn't, criticizing or anything, but he noticed. I started paying closer attention, started hearing this thing about other people in the community having relief from anxiety and depression. And, I'd had my bouts of that. There were a lot of things that I've been through in my life, and one of them, partially being, I've had situations with my own mother and CPS involved and all of that, and it's just a very sensitive topic to talk about mental health, talk about being depressed, talk about being so anxious that you physically feel like you can't breathe. It's very sensitive to talk about those things for me, and it had been. But when I started to see that other people were having relief and finding victory in this area, I started to begin to notice that I wasn't feeling those ways anymore. And those things that I was afraid to tell the doctors, I started to see the difference, that that wasn't an issue anymore. And especially after having the baby, most people know that women tend to, if, hormone imbalance, whatever, being alone, whatever, affects postpartum, it's a thing, and it's hard and it's tough. And that was almost completely not a thing with my third pregnancy, which I dealt with that with my other two. And anyway, regardless to say, the unique thing about Solle is their adaptogens. And, I can point you to the website, I can share with you about product, but the thing that really, made the difference was what it's done in my mental health. And yes, my physical health made a huge improvement. I no longer have those digestive issues that I used to have. I no longer have bloating and inflammation all over my body where I look like I'm always puffy. Took your socks off at the end of the night, looked like you had a rubber band around your ankle. Things like that. And just having the energy and the stamina to have a very responsible stress response in many situations. Again, I'm a homeschool mom. There's always 4 kids with me. And just feeling like you have the control and the energy to enjoy the things that you choose to do has been the best part about being introduced to these products. And yes, while it is a business for me now and I am helping other people doing it, I love helping people who are, sometimes at wit's end with what to do with their health, whether they're in pain, they have hormonal issues, or there's weight complicated issues, all kind people with allergies. It's not limited. And then I even once met this woman who told me, she's like, you know what? I just want to feel happy again. I just want to feel like me again. That was very rewarding and very special to me, because after consistent use, about a few months, maybe a couple months after using her products, she started to feel that way. And she's a homeschool mom and also a military wife. And it's just been very, very special to me to watch people take this opportunity, try the herbs, use it consistently, and see a difference over time. And that's the unique thing about using adaptogenic herbs. Solle, there's tons of research and all that fun stuff if you like that kind of thing, and researching quality, and they most definitely, all those things are a priority to them, but they really are known for their results and helping people see what they want to see as far as their health and the improvements. And the adaptogens is what I was saying that makes Solle so unique. Using adaptogenic herbs is just a fancy name for smart herb that is studied for its use for mind and body health, and that it's also known that the longer you use them, they have this accumulative effect over time. You tend to see more benefits the longer that you use them. So they're safe for daily use and for long periods of time. And there's just some really cool stories within the company and within the community that we're a part of. And I invite you to reach out and just, what would you like to hear about? What other stories would encourage you? And I'm sure I can find you one. And thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And I hope that this is giving you hope, because while, yes, I may have been pregnant, there was some pregnancy stuff and all of that, my story is unique to me and my situation, but I have met so many people who can relate to the mental health side of things, and just wanting to feel in control again of their mental health, and wanting to feel like I can do this. How can I do this thing that I do? So I appreciate your time. Have a good day.